Hello friends, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes, and this is our first one for 2021. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to return to doing videos. I have missed it. I think it was a 2-week break from recording videos or doing any kind of work actually. And yeah, I must say I missed it. I missed being creative and working on some videos and doing some content for all of you. So I hope you've all had a good holiday season, and I hope you're ready to tackle 2021 with gusto and enthusiasm. I thought, you know what, let's start the year off going back to basics. This particular deck, okay, not so much the Royale, but Gilded Tarot in itself has always been my go-to deck. It's the deck that I worked with for probably 10 years before I started with YouTube, or before I started collecting tarot. This was the only deck that I had, was Gilded Tarot, but not the Royale version. So this is the modern Royale version, and Wisdom of the Oracle, because I think as we go into 2021, I think we need some wisdom of the Oracle. So these are the two decks that I'm going to be working with today or this week to give you your TarotScopes. So for those of you who are finding my TarotScopes for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. These are released every Monday morning South Africa time, and the TarotScopes are for the week ahead. So it's giving you inspiration and guidance for the week ahead per sign of the zodiac. And the sign of the, when I talk about signs of the zodiac, we're talking about your sun sign, your moon sign, and even your rising sign. So if you know what your sun, moon, and rising are, you may watch all three of those to give you the information that you need for the week ahead. And the other thing that I want to say to you is, if you look in the description below this video, you will find the timestamps that will take you to the zodiac specifically. So you don't have to watch all of them. You can go straight to your specific zodiac, sun, moon, and rising that you were looking for. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Hello and welcome, Aries. Welcome to your first TarotScope of 2021. Let's turn the cards over and see what's in store for you this week. So tarot card number 1, we have got the beautiful and the amazing 10 of Cups. How absolutely awesome. 10 of Cups talks about happiness, it talks about joyfulness, it talks about good family times, it talks about recognizing the things that are actually important in life and spending time in those energies, or spending time in those moments connecting with. And I know most of you, like me, are back at work this week, but it's about being grateful, and about having a full heart, having a heart of happiness, having a heart of joy, and just knowing that everything is good in your life, and spending time doing the things that you enjoy, and acknowledging all that is good in your life. Connected to our 10 of Cups, we have the 7 of Cups. Oh, very nice, Aries. The 7 of Cups is about the choices and the options that we have. It's about getting quite caught up in the opportunities and the options that are available to you. So when I look at these two cards together, it's telling you that everything is great in your life. Everything is quite happy, quite fancy, quite good. You're feeling strong, you're feeling confident, you're feeling like everything is okay, and you are looking at the opportunities that are available to you. You are recognizing the opportunities that are available to you right now and wondering, which way are we going to go? Here we have Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's see what advice or guidance it wants to add for you, Aries. Okay, chaos and conflict, right. So what it's saying to you is, as much as you're feeling quite happy and content at home, and as much as everything is doing quite well for you at home, all these options, all these choices, all these, which direction am I going to go in? Am I going this way, this way, this way, this way? All of that can be quite overwhelming, and that may be causing some conflict. Also, what this is saying to you is that, and I love how this horse has got a giraffe, zebra, horse, it's a little bit too many options, too many choices, not quite knowing who and what he is. I also notice number 33, which is a master number in numerology. So the chaos and the conflict is coming around these choices and options, because you may be feeling like you need to make choices that will please your family instead of making choices that will please you and making the choices that will make you happy. So I am going to say to you, Aries, for this week ahead, recognize that it's a good week to make decisions. Recognize that home is important and significant, and you are quite happy in your home environment. But it is important that the decisions and the choices that you make this week are actually made for yourself to make you happy and not what you think other people want from you, because otherwise you are going to be conflicted in a bad way, and we don't want to be conflicted in any way. So make sure that the choices and the options that you take, that you go for this week, are the ones that are right for you and not specifically the ones that your family may be suggesting or wanting for you. Aries, have an amazing week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Taurus. Welcome to your first TarotScopes of 2021. We are working with the Gilded Tarot Royale this week, and we are also working with the Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's get straight into it and see what the tarot needs you to know this week. We have Judgment. Card number 1 for us is Judgment. I love how he is blowing the trumpet. I love how he is making a noise and making himself heard. Everybody is responding and everybody is acknowledging to the call and responding to the call and saying, right, I'm here. What do you need of me? But it is also about being so totally transparent and totally vulnerable. The Judgment card is saying that please understand that you are, as much as we are all being judged all the time, we need to understand that transparency and almost being open and vulnerable is the most important thing. So for you this week, Taurus, it's about recognizing, don't try and wear a mask or wear clothing that doesn't fit who you are. It's about being honest and open with yourself and almost being a little bit more transparent with yourself with regards to who and what you are. But it's also about recognizing the call, hearing the call and responding to the call, a call to do something, call to action. Okay, so there's definitely a call to action of some kind for you this week, Taurus. Let's have a look and see what your second card is. I love it, the Two of Pentacles. There's so much going on in this particular card. So we can see that he's standing on a rock. We can see at the back there, the waters are quite calm and quite stable. But here, right by him, as the waters and as the waves are crashing up against the rocks, it's creating a bit of flow. Look at his pens. He's got the blocks on the one side, he's got stripes on the other. Even his color schemes are quite opposite. And you can see by his face that he's a little bit weathered. Okay, we've got stormy clouds this side, but it's clearing up and lifting on that side. And in his hands, he's holding the two discs. We have this beautiful rainbow in between. And basically, what he's doing is he's trying to balance and he's trying to juggle his finances. So, Taurus, for you this week ahead, it's about being honest with yourself with regards to your current situation, who you are, what you are, how you are, why you are, etc. Recognizing that you have to be completely honest and transparent with yourself, and recognize that with regards to your finances, that there may be, I'm going to call them limits or restrictions, that things may not be as easy as we would like them to be, and that you may be dealing with a little bit of conflict, a little bit of unsteadiness. Okay, but if you are honest with yourself with regards to your current financial situation, and if you find the balance between your finances and your emotions, your do's and your don'ts, and all of those kind of things, you'll actually be okay. You'll actually overcome this quite easily. But if you're pretending to be somebody you're not, if you're pretending that everything is great and everything is fabulous, you may come a little bit unstuck. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Let's have a look and see what she wants to add for you. All right, we have Loyal Heart. And you know what? I love that, because you know what, Taurus, what it's saying to you is that you do have this loyal heart. You've got this huge, big heart, and everything that you do is about connecting with, sharing with, and being with other people. So you may, especially when it comes to your material possessions, especially when it comes to the things that you have, you may, because you want to please others, because you have this loyal and dedicated heart, you may want to please other people and give to other people and share with other people instead of being honest with your own needs, wants, and desires, and that may leave you short. So recognize that you have this beautiful, pure, loyal heart, but it may be your I want to call it your shortfall this week. Okay. So remember, Taurus, we don't want to be too giving. We don't want to be uh, um, too open with what we have to offer. We want to get some kind of balance going in our options, in our opportunities. We want to make sure that we're being completely open and transparent with who we are, what we have available to share with all of those that we want to share with. So don't just give without giving it a little bit of thought and making sure that you can actually afford to do that. So a little bit of caution for you this week, Taurus, but otherwise a really good week ahead with lots of love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Gemini. Welcome to your first TarotScopes of 2021. Today or this week, I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and we're also working with the Wisdom of the Oracle. So let's get straight into it, Gemini, and see what your week has in store for you. So our first tarot card for you we have is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, this is you coming into town. You have been off. You have been doing whatever it is that you needed to do. You have been fending off or taking messages or taking care of. You have been a servant and you have been doing the work that you were asked to do. And you are now returning back home. You are coming back in, and everybody has come out to cheer and to celebrate your success. So, this is telling you that this is going to be a good week for you, Gemini. This is going to be a week of celebration, of acknowledgement, and of success. This is going to be a week where anything that you do, anything that you set out to achieve, anything that you set out to do is going to be very easily done, overcome, sick, and you are going to have a lot of success. But it is also about remaining focused, because he remained focused. When he went off to do whatever it was that he was tasked to do, he remained focused. He never once allowed himself to deviate off his path. He never allowed himself to get sidetracked. He remained dedicated and focused, and that is how he achieved the success. And everybody has come out to celebrate, to cheer him on, and to acknowledge all that he has accomplished while he's been away. So if you're coming back to work this week, if you're returning after a little bit of holiday period, then just know that there's going to be acknowledgement. People have missed you. People are going to be glad to see you, and there's going to be a lot of acknowledgement of your return, which I think is absolutely great. Let's have a look and see what your second card is. Okay, so Gemini, here we have the Four of Swords. And you know what? I like it because with this excitement of the Six of Wands, with this excitement in your return, everybody like, yeah, 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 you're back, you're back, you're back. So happy to see you back, so happy to have you back. It almost puts a bit of pressure on you to continue performing or to get your performance level way up there, because suddenly there's this pressure on you, suddenly there's this expectation on you. But the Four of Swords is saying, you know what, take it easy. Don't rush into anything just yet. So as much as you are back, as much as you are, this card is telling you, Four of Swords is saying, ease into it gently. Be prepared and be ready. Rock up, pitch up, do all of those things, but don't be too quick to pick up the sword and to jump into battle. Recognize that yes, it's good to be back. Everybody's excited to have you back, but don't try and perform miracles on day one. So take it easy this week. Let the acknowledgements take place, but give yourself a little bit of time. Give yourself, just ease into it gently, ease into it slowly, and everything will be absolutely fantastic. You can see that he's lying here in his armor. Okay, so he's got his armor on, he's got his clothing on, he's ready. Okay, he really is. He's ready, and it's the same armor that we have. He is ready. He's rocked up. He's pitched up. He's ready to go. But we don't have to achieve all things on day one. We can take it easy. Let's see what your Wisdom of the Oracle wants to say, Gemini. See, it tells you deep knowing. I love that. Deep knowing. And this is exactly what you have to understand, is you've got to understand that there's a process. You know this, okay? You've got this deep knowing and this deep understanding of this process. And we can't do everything on day one. You know, even a car starts at zero, and as it builds up speed, there's a process. We have to go through gears. We have to build up slowly. We can't just go from 0 to 100 instantly. We have to actually go through all the numbers. So understand that the deep knowing you have is to take your time, to do things properly, to wait. Don't rush into anything. Take your time and allow things to evolve in the right time. Awesome. Gemini, if you take this advice, you are going to have a fabulous week. with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome to all my Cancerians out there. Welcome to your first TarotScope of 2021. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale. That's these two decks and these two cards. And I'm also working with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. So Cancerians, let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. First card we have is the Strength card. Okay, the Strength card is such an awesome, amazing card because it is about acknowledging the strength that you have within your heart and soul. It's not about physical strength. It's not about being, a superhero, if I can put it that way. But it is about being an internal superhero, about recognizing that it doesn't matter what you face. It doesn't matter what fears, what challenges, and what obstacles you face, that you always manage to find a way. You are so resilient, you are so strong, and you are so capable of overcoming everything. And the way that you overcome it is not by charging in like a bull in a china shop. The way that you overcome your challenges is by being still, by being quiet, by having that inner strength, that inner confidence, that inner know-how in order to tame even the wildest of beasts. And that's what you have to recognize this week. Okay, Cancerians, is you've got to lean on your inner strength, lean on your core, lean on the absolute core of your being, and know that you can overcome anything. It's not about physical and charging in rah rah rah. It's about quiet inner strength, and you possess that in a big way. I love that. Let's see our second tarot card for you. Okay, right. Now we understand. Now we understand why Spirit was saying to you, we need to focus on our inner strength. We need to focus on our abilities to overcome anything, because you may have a few disappointments happening for you this week. And you know what? Let's be honest. We're moving into 2021. 2021 has started. We've gone into it, but there is always a couple of challenges. There's always a couple of, things aren't so great and not as well as we expect. I mean, we all hoped that 2021, all our problems would be behind us, but we now know that that's not quite the case. And maybe this is the disappointments for you that's coming through here. So Cancerians, when facing any disappointment this week, lean on your strength. Go within, look within yourself and ask yourself what is going on, and actually recognize how strong you are, that you're not going to crumble. You're not going to collapse into a heap because of the disappointment. You're going to dig deep. You're going to find your courage. You're going to find your strength. You're going to find your conviction, and you're going to turn around and see all the other opportunities that are there for you. So this particular gentleman, he's focusing on these three cups here, which are empty, which are fallen over, that there's nothing fabulous there, and he's allowing himself to get quite overwhelmed at that, but he's not seeing the two that are right behind him, that are full of beautiful joy and full of happiness and full of whatever it is that he's needing in his life. There's also this tree, this fruit tree behind him that is full of fruit. So he's focusing on these disappointments when behind him are so many more opportunities for success. And you've got to dig deep this week, Cancerians. You've got to dig deep to find the courage to not allow yourself to get overwhelmed by these disappointments, and to look around to see all that is there for you. Let's see what this Wisdom of the Oracle wants to add. Oh, wow. Unfinished symphony. So, you know what? A lot of this disappointment, I think what this card is saying to you is that a lot of the disappointment that you are or may be experiencing this week comes from past, comes from other situations last year, unfinished symphonies. And when we recognize that it's just an unfinished symphony, when we recognize that it is just a follow-on from something we were dealing with last year or previously, it's going to make it easier for you to dig deep and to find your strength to overcome and to resolve and to not get sucked into the disappointment. Okay, so Cancerians, be aware of that this week. Recognize that it is just unfinished energies from last year, and when we recognize that, it's actually easier to just allow it to move in its own right, but you've got the strength to do this. Have an amazing week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Leo. Welcome to your first TarotScopes of 2021. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and I am also working with the Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's get straight into it and see what your week needs you to know. Tarot card number 1. Okay, so Leo, we have the first card we have is the Star. And immediately when I see the star, I always think it's the star of hope. It's the star of guidance. It's the star of illumination and letting you know in which direction to go. So please understand this week you need to be looking out for the signs. You need to be looking out for hope. You may start the week off or start the year off feeling a little bit uncertain, feeling a little bit unsure of yourself as to what's going to happen, where you need to go, how you need to handle it, what you need to do, etc. Okay, and this card is saying to you, you need to look out for the signs. Look up in the sky, look wherever you need to look, but look for the signs that everything is going to be okay, because it is. But there's definitely a path that needs to be taken. There's definitely a road that needs to be walked, and you need to be observant and you need to be looking out for those. And if you follow the breadcrumbs, okay, if you follow the breadcrumbs in the forest, you will eventually find your way home. So this week for you, you may be feeling a little bit uncertain, you may be feeling a little bit unsure of yourself, but look out for the signs, look out for the messages from the universe almost as to which way to go. And if you do that, you're going to get out of your current situation quickly, easily, without any challenge, without any conflict, and all is going to be well. Let's have a look and see what your second card wants you to know. All right. See, when we read the first card, on its own, it says one thing, but as soon as you add a second card, suddenly the story starts changing. Don't you just love? The first thing that I notice between these two cards is the colors. We've got warm, no, we've got cool, we've got warm and hot. We've got the blues and the greens, we've got the oranges and the reds. And this is exactly how you're feeling, Leo. This is exactly the energy of your week, is this almost inner conflict between who you are and what you need to do. So this is why we have the star card first, telling you that it's all going to be okay, but you have to look out for the signs. The devil is talking about the wrong signs. The devil is talking about the temptations that may be playing in your head at the moment, or when you start looking around for signs and synchronicities within the universe, within your current situation, you've got to make sure that you're looking at the right one. So always look up. Look up at the stars, don't look down. Okay, that's exactly what I'm getting here, is we need to be facing higher, whiter, lighter, and not be looking down at the fire. Looking up at the stars, not down at the fire. All right. So Leo, your week, looking at these two, there's definitely saying to you that everything is going to be okay, even if you're not feeling 100% certain, even if you're feeling a little bit uncertain of who you are, what you need to be doing. Just keep focusing on moving forward. Don't get too bogged down in the nitty gritty. Don't get too bogged down in the details. Don't allow yourself to become too focused on the who, the why, the when, and the what. Okay, you need to just keep moving forward, keep holding on to hope, and keep moving towards the bigger picture, and everything is going to work out perfectly for you. But the finer details, don't get too consumed up by the finer details. Don't get too consumed by the nitty gritty. You want to be focusing on the bigger picture. All right, let's see what the wisdom of the oracle wants to add for you, Leo. Right, you see, I love it. Fork in the road, okay? Card number 13, fork in the road. I also just want to point out that we've got two major arcana cards, which talks about it's not the nitty gritty, it's not the small details, it's the big life events. So you are about to arrive at, or you are already at, a fork in the road. And it's time for decision making. Are you going to go that way, or are you going to go that way? The decision is ultimately yours. You're the one that actually has to walk the path. You're the one that has to make that decision as to which way you're going to go. And I think when it comes to making the decision, don't look at I'm going to call it the obvious, okay? With this card over here, don't look at the obvious. We need to look at the bigger picture. We need to look higher up. We need to look at the bigger picture in making the decision as to which way you're going to go. But honestly, Leo, I think you're going to make the right decision, because we've got the star card first. And because you're now aware of the temptations that are going to be put in front of you that you need to ignore, that you mustn't be paying attention to. When you arrive at the fork in the road, when you get to that point of deciding which way you're going to go, you are going to make the right decision. It's going to be easy for you. It's going to be simple. It's going to be uncomplicated, and it's going to be fabulous. Leo, have an amazing week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes, your first weekly TarotScopes of 2021. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale and I am working with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And let's get straight into it and see what Spirit needs you to know on this first week of 2021. Okay, so Virgo, the first card we have is the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is the card of feeling left out, the card of feeling excluded, the card of feeling like you don't have everything that you feel like you want and need. So it is the card of lack. So you may be feeling this, and this is not always about a physical. This is not always just purely about finances. This may be about emotions. You may be feeling a little bit unfulfilled right now. You may be feeling like everybody else has got a fabulous life going and you're feeling like you're not part of it, that you haven't been included in whatever else is going on. So I almost want to say that this card may be saying that may be feeling a little bit sorry for yourself this week, but the truth is that this is a choice and a decision that you've made for yourself. So if you are feeling left out, if you are feeling like everybody else is included or part of and you're not, it's a decision and a choice that you've made to put yourself in that position, which means that you have the same choice and the same decision to change it and to become part of, to go into wherever that light is coming out of. So you can see here this beautiful stained glass window, door, whatever that we have here. You're wanting to be inside because inside it's warm, it's glowing, it's there's probably singing and laughter coming from the inside, and you so want to be a part of, but you feel like you don't belong. You feel like you don't have a place there. But the truth is, you do. You do belong. There is a place for you, but you have to open the door. You have to reach up to the handle and you have to open the door and to let yourself in. Knock on the door. It's all you've got to do is to take that first step. And if you take that first step, you will be amazed at what changes and what happens and how suddenly you feel included, you feel part of, and you feel loved and admired. Let's have a look and see what your second card wants to contribute. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have the moon, all right? We have the moon, and the moon card is about our intuition, but it's also about the things that go bump in the night, okay? So Virgo, basically what it's saying to you is that your fear, all right, because that's what the moon is. The things that go bump in the night is our fears and our insecurities and the things that we don't always understand. But it's our fear that prevents us from understanding. And it's that same fear that's keeping you excluded, that's keeping you locked out, that's keeping you on the outside when everybody else is on the inside. So you, this week, Virgo, need to really dig deep. We need to look beneath the surface of the water. We need to look in the shadows. We need to look within our heart centers and our heart and our souls and to see what is scaring us. What are we afraid of? And why is it keeping us out? Why is it keeping us separate? So if you can tackle that and if you can overcome this, you are going to be included in this fabulous celebration that's going on there. All right, Virgo, let's have a look and see what wisdom of the oracle wants to contribute and add. Okay, you see, it says to you here and now. So this fear that we have, this insecurities, this doubt that we have here, it's obviously got to do with the past or it's got to do with the future, okay? When actually the only thing that matters is here and now. All right, that's the only thing that matters. You feel excluded from something from your past, or possibly you have this fear of being excluded in something in the future. But what Spirit is saying to you is the here and the now. You need to overcome those challenges, overcome those fears, and overcome those anxieties. Focus on the here and now, and everything will be fabulous. Very interesting week for you, Virgo, but easy, okay? I know this seems to be difficult. I know this seems to be the hardest thing in the whole world. How do we face our fears? How do we face our challenges? How do we face these things that scare us? How do we look within and be honest and truthful with ourselves? Well, the only way that you do it is taking that first step and knocking on the door. That's all you've got to do. Everything else after that will happen automatically. But you need to be present, you need to be here and now, and you need to be focusing on that. Don't worry about anything from the past or what may be coming up in the future. Focus on the now. Focus on the here and now, and all of this will be easy. All right. Virgo, have an amazing week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Libra. Welcome to your first TarotScopes of 2021. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and I have paired it and partnered it with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Let's get straight into it and see what the week ahead has in store for you. So our first tarot card we have is the Magician. I just love those colors. I love those blues, the greens, the purples. Absolutely vibrant. A couple of things that stand out for me is this infinity symbol, and obviously then he's got the four suits with him. That light shining. He also has the illumination in his third eye. There's so much going on in this card. We also have this cosmos universe down the bottom here swirling. So the Magician, his message is simple. He wants you to know that you have everything at your disposal. You have everything that you need to achieve the outcomes that you desire. Okay? You don't need any more preparation. You don't need any more tools. You don't need any more strategies. You have everything you need to achieve whatever it is that your heart and soul desires. It's about using how to work with your tools. It's about using how to work best with that you already have. And you absolutely can do that. Okay? So Libra, this first week, I know it's the first full week of 2021. A lot of people are returning to work. A lot of people are trying to get some kind of normality back into our lives. Instead of thinking, okay, well, I will be happy only when I have, or when this has happened, or when that's done, or I'm just waiting for this, or I'm just waiting for that. The Magician is telling you right here, right now, this week, you have everything that you need. So go forth and prosper. You have it all. There is nothing outstanding. Let's have a look and see the second card, because it often gives us the additional information we need. All right, you see, that's exactly Eight of Swords. Okay, so Libra, Eight of Swords is about feeling trapped, feeling caged, feeling isolated, feeling like you are being held captive. But the truth is, the only thing, person, circumstance, or situation that's keeping you captive is your own mind. Okay? Because if you have a look at this particular card, there are, I'm going to call it strings or chains wrapped around her wrists, but so loosely. With a little bit of effort, she can easily pull away and open up. She has a blindfold on her eyes too, but look at the light reflecting off it. Again, I can actually see her eyes through that. It is so light. It is so simple. Again, she can remove it. She can just open her eyes and see through it if she chooses to. But she's choosing to keep her eyes closed. She feels this something around her wrists, and she assumes that it's handcuffs that's binding her. And then around her, these swords, they are not trapping her. They are protecting her and keeping her safe. So for you, Libra, this week, Spirit is saying to you that you need to recognize that you have everything that you need to do whatever it is that you need to do, but you've got to get out of your own head. Okay? You've got to get out of your own head and recognize that you are your own restriction. You are your own worst enemy at the moment. You are restricting yourself and preventing yourself from having the happiness and the success that you need, that you want, and that you deserve. So let's remove the blindfold. Let's remove the chains around the wrists, and let's see the opportunities that we have in front of us, and let's start making some positive changes. Okay, let's have a look and see what the wisdom of the oracle wants to contribute and add. Oh, there we go. You see, we have the new life card. Okay, card number 39, new life. And basically what it's saying to you is that when you remove these restrictions, when you stop seeing yourself as limited, when you recognize that you have infinite possibilities with that infinity symbol, when you start recognizing that you have infinite possibilities, when you stop being your own captor, you're going to see the new life that's there for you. You're going to see the opportunities that are right there in front of you, and you are going to awaken, because she looks like she's just woken up from a sleep and she's having her morning stretch. You are going to awaken to a new life, new opportunities, new possibilities, and new everything, because you are ready. You've got everything that you need. You just need to get out of your own head. All right, Libra, have a phenomenal week ahead. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Scorpio. Welcome to your very first TarotScopes of 2021. And this week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and I'm also working with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. So tarot card number 1, we have Two of Swords. So the first thing that I see with this particular card is the purple colors, because you know me, I'm all about the purple. Love, love, love the purple. But the other thing that I am noticing is the blockage or the wings that are blocking her eyes. She cannot see, okay? Her third eye, though, there's certainly something happening on her third eye. So maybe she's trusting her intuition, but her physical sight is impaired. She's not seeing the things that are happening in front of her. Whether it's her choice or not, we don't know. These swords that we have here that are sort of crisscrossing in front of her, that's also a defense mechanism. So you may find yourself, Scorpio, you may find yourself this week being a little bit guarded, okay? Being a little bit guarded, being a little bit defensive, being a little bit uncertain of the truth of what's going on. And you may find yourself reacting a little bit, I'm going to almost say prematurely, because you don't see the truth. You don't see all the facts. You don't see everything that's going on. And often when we focus on, I'm going to call it our intuition, when we focus on our inner sight as opposed to the physical sight, we often perceive reality to be very different from what it is. And that's what this card is warning you of. This card of Two of Swords is telling you, make sure that when you respond, when you react, when you take cognizance of what's going on around you, make sure that it's based not only on your intuition, because your intuition is obviously very important, but facts and figures as well. Remember, we are human, we are having human experiences, so we need to factor that into it. We cannot only rely on our senses, we cannot only rely on our intuitions. So let's have a look and see the second card, because it will give a lot of clarity to that situation as well. Okay. Right, so Scorpio, we have got the Hermit. So it's telling you that you need to walk this road on your own. It's telling you that, yes, there are going to be challenges and obstacles in front of you, but you're perceiving the challenges and obstacles even before you've arrived at them. Okay, so you are being your own worst enemy right now. You are perceiving obstacles, challenges, problems even before they've arisen. And often what happens when we do that, the power of manifestation, okay? You understand the law of attraction. What you think about, what you fear the most, what occupies your thoughts and occupies your mind is the reality that you create for yourself. So here you are, happily walking your path. Your lamp is illuminated, your lamp is shining, and your lamp is showing you the way, but it doesn't let you see too far into the distance. It's only giving you a short little view, but you are constantly fearing stumbling across an unsavory being. I'm not a snake person. So you need to be mindful that what you're thinking, what you're not facing, is what you're going to manifest for yourself. So, Scorpio, for this week, it's important that you remove the blindfold. It's important that you look at facts and figures. It's important that you face reality head on. Don't be so overly defensive. Recognize that you are doing this on your own. Nobody's going to support you and help you. Nobody's going to protect you and keep you safe. You have to do it for yourself, but your thoughts are creating your reality. So make sure that your thoughts are in line with what you actually want for yourself, and that you're not creating and manifesting unsavories. Let's have a look and see what the wisdom of the oracle wants to add. Okay, message in a bottle. I love that. So we have to understand that, and if you think about what is a message in the bottle, it is an absolute cry for help. Somebody has put a message in a bottle in the hopes that somebody somewhere somehow will find it. What are the chances? Okay, what are the chances of that message actually being found by somebody who can actually help and can actually do something? So you've got to make sure that you're not just randomly sending messages out there hoping that they arrive in the right place and hoping that somebody sees them, hears them, and comes to your rescue. You've got to recognize that you are walking this journey on your own. So, Scorpio, for you this week, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that's on your plate at the moment, whatever it is that you're facing at the moment, don't wait for somebody to save you. Don't wait for somebody to just arrive and, to come and help you out. Recognize that you have to help yourself, and the best way to do it is to face the challenges, the obstacles, and whatever is happening in front of you. Face it head on, deal with it, and you will overcome it very easily. There isn't going to be a savior coming out of nowhere to save you right now. Have an amazing week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care, Scorpio. Hello and welcome, Sagittarius. Welcome to your first TarotScopes of 2021. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and I have partnered it with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. Let's get straight into it and see what your week ahead has in store for you. Right, so the first card we have is the Wheel of Fortune. I love the Wheel of Fortune because the Wheel of Fortune says to you that, you know what, this wheel turns. There is nothing and nobody who can stop the wheel from turning. We have to understand. So it's almost like the karmic wheel. We have to understand that when you set something in motion, that momentum is going to carry it through. There is nothing that you can do to speed it up or to slow it down. We have to understand it's the universal laws of life, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune is telling you that this week, whatever happens for you this week, it is your karmic outcome. It's what's meant to happen. All right, you've got to just learn to go with the flow this week. Don't try and be too controlling. Don't try to hold on too tightly to anything or anyone or any situation or any circumstance. Just sort of allow things to flow, allow the wheel to turn, allow circumstances and situations to unravel the way that they need to. But what you need to do is you need to be mindful, you need to be aware, you need to be almost conscious of what is taking place, and when you're aware of it, you can then adapt yourself accordingly to be more part of. Okay, so that's quite an important one for you this week. It's about just recognizing that the wheel turns regardless of what you do or what you don't do. Recognizing that you don't have too much control over it, but you've got to go with the flow, because as soon as you try and go against it, as soon as you try and go counter flow, actually that's when you make life difficult for yourself. Let's see the other card that you have, Sagittarius, and see what it wants to add. Okay, it's the Eight of Cups. I like that. So the Eight of Cups is saying, you know what, I recognize where I am. I recognize what's here in my life at the moment. It's about recognizing that there's a little bit of unhappiness, there's a little bit of unfulfillment. We're a little bit like, I've done this, been there, done that, and got the t-shirt kind of thought process. Okay, and the Eight of Cups is saying, well, I haven't made up my mind yet, but let me just go to the top of that little mountain over there to see what's over the hill. Let me go and see what other options are available to me. Let me just go and see what else is out there. And I think that's exactly what this week, this new year, is saying to you, Sagittarius. It's telling you that you've got to recognize that it's time. This wheel turns, and when the time comes, the time comes. There's just nothing you can do. So it is definitely time to start exploring new opportunities. It's definitely time to start looking to see what else is available for you, what else is out there, what else appeals to you, what else do you want to do and achieve. So this could be with regards to relationships, career, finances, health, wealth, all of it. It's definitely, the time has come to start exploring other options. Time's come to start looking at what else is out there for you. Let's have a look and see what the wisdom of the oracle wants to contribute. Oh, look at that. Honestly, I can't make this stuff up if I tried. All right, I love it. So, Sagittarius, time to go. It's time to go. It's time to start. Okay, so maybe this isn't about looking for new opportunities. Maybe you've already done that, and maybe you know exactly what changes you need to make or want to make in your life. And these three cards are telling you this week, this first full week in January of 2021, it's time to implement the changes. It's time to make it happen. Okay, there's just no other way of saying it. The time is now. It's time to go, Sage. Go, walk off, look to see what else is there, explore new avenues, explore new adventures, and allow yourself to have those experiences. The time is now. Lots of love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care, Sage. Hello and welcome, Capricorn. Welcome to your first TarotScopes of 2021. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and I am also working with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. Let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. So tarot card number 1, we have got the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles, Queen energy is very nurturing, very loving and very caring energy. Pentacles has got to do with our physical, it's got to do with our material possessions, it's got to do with our stuff. So she's telling you that this week, Capricorn, pay attention to what you have, pay attention to what's around you, pay attention to your surroundings, and definitely spend a bit of time getting everything in order. Okay, definitely a week of getting all your ducks in a row. Definitely time to start cleaning up, tidying up, and just nurturing your surroundings and enjoying your surroundings, but being very aware and being very mindful of what you do have and making sure that you've got everything in its right place. So I feel like with this card, she's telling you, get your stuff together, get your goods ready, because things are obviously going to be progressing and moving and changing in the next couple of days or next couple of weeks, but you need to be ready. So Queen of Pentacles is telling you to nurture your stuff, get your stuff together, get your stuff ready, so that when things get busy, when things get crazy, you are prepared. So we don't want to leave anything to the last minute. We need to be proactive now in getting our stuff together. Good. Let's see what our second card wants to add to the situation. Oh, I love that. Okay, so we've got the Three of Cups energy. So Three of Cups is about celebration, about joy, about happiness, but it's about sharing that with the your friends, your family, the people who are significant and important in your life. There's dance, there's celebration, there's all of these kind of things. Look how beautiful and still the waters are, and see how the cups runneth over with abundance, with joy, with happiness. But you need to get all your stuff ready, because this can't happen if you've got chaos in your life. This celebration, this joy, and this happiness and this success cannot happen if you don't know where all your things are. So it's time to do a little bit of prep work. It's time to do a little bit of nurturing and organizing, gosh, I can't speak, organizing, so that you are ready for the celebrations, the joy, and the activities that are coming your way. Let's have a look and see what the wisdom of the oracle wants to add. All right, we have got the fates, card 17, the fates, and this is basically saying to you that it's predetermined. Okay, whatever the changes are, whatever's coming your way is predetermined. It's fate, it's meant to happen, but you need to participate. You can't just sit quietly and hope that it happens. By getting everything ready, by getting everything in order, by getting your systems and your processes and your methods and your stuff in order, you will have the celebration, because it is fated. It's going to happen for you. Awesome. So Capricorn, a busy week for you. Definitely a week to get everything in order, get everything in place the way it needs to. And if you do that, success is absolutely. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Aquarius. Welcome to your first TarotScopes of 2021. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and I have partnered it with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Let's get straight into it and see what Spirit needs you to know this week. Okay, our first card we have is the King of Swords energy. So King of Swords is about being in control, about being dominant, about being, about having everything figured out. And swords has got to do with your intellect, your mind, your thinking, the ideas and strategies that you have. So it's definitely a week of getting in touch with who you are, what you are, and what needs doing. So I'm going to put this down to planning. I'm going to put this down to creating your goals, setting your goals, doing your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly planning. If you want to do some goal setting for the year, this would definitely be a good week for that, because the King of Swords is saying get your intellect right, get your mind right, get in control of your mind, and to know exactly the steps, the strategies, the action plans that you need to carry out. You can see he's sitting there very confident. He's very strong. He's very confident. He doesn't have any insecurities, absolutely none. He knows his worth. He knows what he's capable of. He knows what he needs to do. He knows how he needs to do it. He's got the answers to everything, and that's where you need to be this week. So, Aquarius, it's about strategy, it's about planning, and it's about understanding all that you want to achieve and the steps that you're going to take to do that. So, definitely spend time working on that. Let's see the other tarot card that we have, and it often gives additional information. Oh my gosh, two kings. Wow. Okay. So Aquarius, immediately with the two kings, it doubles the control, the dominance, the actions, the plans, the strategies. It doubles that. So you've got of the mind, of the intellect, of the thoughts, and of the finances, the material possessions, and the stuff. So that is very, very interesting. Definitely a week for success, for achieving great things, but for planning. This is the planning and this is the achievement. So, planning the achievements that you want for yourself in 2021. This is definitely a really powerful week to get everything. And you know what? Because you've got the two kings, if you put the effort into the strategy, if you put the effort into the goal setting, if you put the effort into preparing yourself and having the plans and the strategies necessary, success and great, huge success is going to be yours. There is no doubt about that. Let's see what wisdom of the oracle wants to add and contribute. Don't forget to breathe. I love it. Don't forget to breathe. You know what? There's a lot that you've got on your list for this year. 2021, you've got high ambitions, okay? Because again, with the two kings, high ambitions, and you are going to achieve that, but the pressure is on, okay? You have to understand that you've put the pressure on yourself here with these two kings. The pressure is on, the pressure is mounting, and there's a lot that you want to do and achieve, but through it all, don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to just every now and again, so that you don't start hyperventilating, because this is big pressure. Big pressure. All right. Aquarius, don't forget to breathe. It doesn't matter what you do. Create those plans, have those strategies. Know that you're going to achieve greatness. You're going to achieve great success if you have that plan, but you need to make sure that you're breathing through it all. Have an amazing week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Pisces. Welcome to your first TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. First TarotScopes of 2021. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and I have partnered it with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. So, first card we have is the Tower, the dreaded Tower card. All right, Pisces, we're not going to panic about that. You know what? I firmly believe that our entire universe is going through a Tower moment at the moment, because everything is crumbling, everything is crashing, everything is breaking around us. But the important and significant part of this card, it's not so much about the destruction. It's not so much about the collapse as it is about the rebuilding. So yes, we recognize, Pisces, that you may be in a state at the moment of wanting radical change, of wanting to change absolutely everything in your life. Okay, so if we look at this particular card, we have got a building that has got a square base, and there's two levels, square levels, and then suddenly we have this round tower pot. How functional and practical is that? Probably not very. Now that the top portion has been damaged, now that we've had some kind of disaster happen at the top, we are now going to rebuild. When we rebuild, we're going to recognize, but hold a second, that structure wasn't really functional. That structure didn't really serve a purpose. So we're going to rebuild it, but we're going to continue with this structure, which was more practical, and it worked better for us. So Pisces, don't focus there, focus here. Focus on the rebuild. Focus on doing things in a better way that achieves better results for you in the long run. So yes, we recognize that there's a little bit of chaos, that there's a little bit of mayhem, that there's a little bit of devastation and destruction happening around you, but you need to understand that we have to rebuild, but don't always do it in the same way that it's always been. Let's change things up this year. Let's do things a little bit differently, because it didn't work last year. Every year we added a level, and it got top heavy and it fell over. So now we want to rebuild, but we want to do things a little bit differently. Let's have a look and see what your second card wants to add to it. Okay, so we've got the Page of Wands energy that have come through. So page energy is always, to me, it's the people who, or it's the energy of insecurities. It's knowing what needs to do. Okay, so you know exactly what you want, what you need. You know that textbook. You've got that knowledge, but you're afraid of the execution. You're nervous about the execution, because what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if it fails? What happens if it breaks? What happens if? What happens if? So your insecurities is what's preventing you from rebuilding the way that it needs to be rebuilt. So this week, Pisces, can we focus on your insecurities? Can we focus on your self-doubts? Can you work on finding your confidence so that you can recreate your universe, your world, your situations in a way that is better conducive for you? Let's have a look and see what the Wisdom of the Oracle wants to add to it. Okay. Card number one, which talks about new beginnings. Okay, we cannot have a yang without a yin. We can't have yin without the yang. Yang is the masculine energy. Masculine is strong, control, dominance, brave, courageous. I can carry on with all those kind of key words, okay? So you have to overcome your insecurities. You have to dig deep and find your strength, find your courage, find your conviction, so that you can create a world that suits you better, create an environment that is more conducive to whatever your hopes and dreams and ambitions are for yourself. All right. Pisces, it's a big week for you. Focus on this, put the energy in, put the effort in, and the rewards will be amazing. Good. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care, Pisces.